Deception from those you trust is the cruelest form of betrayal, for it shatters the very foundation of your belief in others. When deception comes from someone you trust, it turns the warmth of trust into the cold sting of disbelief. The hardest lies to bear are those told by the people you believed in the most. Trust broken by deception leaves scars that are not easily healed because the wound is inflicted by a loved one. Deception from a trusted person feels like a betrayal of not just trust, but of the entire emotional investment you made. The pain of being deceived by someone you trust is not just about the lie, but the loss of innocence in your faith in others. When deception comes from a trusted friend, it's not just the lie that hurts, but the realization that trust was misplaced. The deepest deceit is that which comes from those you let into your heart. It is a betrayal of the very essence of trust. Deception by someone you trust is like a shadow cast over the trust you once held so dearly, leaving you in the dark. The most painful deceit is that which erodes the trust you have placed in someone you thought was your ally. When people you trust deceive you, it's not just their honesty that's questioned, but the very foundation of your relationships. Deception from those you trust transforms your understanding of loyalty into a lesson in disillusionment. The sting of deception from a trusted person is a painful reminder that even the closest bonds can be tainted by betrayal. The most damaging deceptions are those that come from the ones you have opened your heart to. When those you trust deceive you, it's as if the ground beneath you has shifted, leaving you unsteady and uncertain. The betrayal of trust through deception is a profound wound that challenges your ability to believe in sincerity again. Deception from a trusted person is a harsh reminder that trust must be earned, even when it's given freely. The hurt of being deceived by someone you trust is compounded by the shattered illusion of their true intentions. Deception from those you trust turns your faith into doubt, your loyalty into skepticism, and your heart into a fortress. When trust is betrayed through deception, the emotional impact is not just in the lie, but in the disintegration of your belief in honesty. Deception from someone you trust is like being stabbed by a knife you never saw coming, deep and unexpected. The betrayal of trust through deception is a violation of not just faith, but of the emotional bond you shared. When deception comes from those you trust, it's a reminder that the truth is sometimes the hardest thing to find. The pain of being deceived by a trusted individual is a lesson in the fragility of trust and the strength required to rebuild it. Deception from those you trust can transform the warmth of companionship into the chill of distrust. The deepest wounds come from the deception of those you thought you could rely on, leaving scars on both heart and soul. When trust is betrayed by deception, the challenge is not just in dealing with the lie, but in grappling with the betrayal of a cherished relationship. The ache of deception from someone you trust is a bitter reminder that trust must be guarded even in the closest of bonds. Deception by a trusted person is a fracture in the foundation of your emotional safety, creating a void where trust once stood. The true pain of deception from a trusted individual is the realization that your faith in their honesty was misplaced. When deception comes from those you trust, it shakes the very core of your faith in human nature. The betrayal of trust through deception often leaves a lingering sense of betrayal that's difficult to overcome. Deception by someone you trust is a violation that disrupts not only your relationship, but your belief in honesty itself. The hurt of deception from a trusted person is like a wound that festers with every realization of betrayal. When trust is betrayed by deception, the healing process is marked by a struggle to reconcile your heart with the truth. Deception from those you trust turns the comfort of trust into a landscape of doubt and suspicion. The pain of being deceived by someone you trust is not just about the dishonesty, but about the broken connection you thought was secure. Deception by a trusted individual is a harsh reality that forces you to reevaluate your understanding of trust and loyalty. The betrayal of trust through deception leaves a mark that is often as much about the emotional impact as it is about the dishonesty itself. When you're deceived by those you trust, it's a painful lesson in the complexities of human relationships and the fragility of trust. Deception from those you trust is a betrayal that transforms the comfort of familiarity into the sting of disillusionment. The deepest betrayals are those committed by those you have allowed into your heart, turning trust into hurt. When trust is broken through deception, the pain is not just in the lie, but in the betrayal of your emotional investment. Deception from a trusted person creates a void where trust once flourished, leaving you to navigate a new reality. The sting of being deceived by someone you trust is a harsh reminder of the vulnerability involved in trusting others. Deception from those you trust is like a shadow that clouds your understanding of sincerity and loyalty. The most painful deceptions are those that come from the people you thought you could count on. Deception by a trusted person is a breach of the emotional safety you once felt, leaving you exposed to doubt. When trust is betrayed through deception, the challenge is to rebuild not just the relationship, but your own sense of trust. Deception from those you trust is a painful reminder that even the closest relationships can harbor hidden truths.